can't continue to cry over who voted for these racist bigots. What we need now is unity, focus, and action. Because while we argue amongst ourselves, our rights are being stripped away piece by piece. Whether you're a woman, an elder on Medicaid, or a transgender person. We've allowed too many elected officials to sit comfortably in office without truly fighting for us. We elect these people into office, and some of them have refused to denounce the attacks on transgender and gender-expansive lives. Some of these politicians are staying silent to the fact that there are trans immigrants who fled their country to avoid violence and death for who they are. With that being said, we voted these people into office, and we can vote them out of office. Let's support our marginalized community members who may want to run for office and really have our best interests at heart. It is time to support candidates from our own communities, people who know the stakes, who live the reality, and who will show up when it matters. No more tax dollars for officials who won't speak our names or defend our rights. Their silence says they don't care. As a Black trans woman, I'm used to this country trying to erase me and my people. They have been trying for decades. But we are still here because we stick together and we take care of our community. What they won't give us, we build ourselves. As the founder of the first transitional house for trans people in New England, we build it ourselves. They want this country to stay divided because a divided nation is easier to manipulate one that stands together. We do not have to play into their hands. I urge you all to take a stand against the division and find common grounds with those who may have a different background than you. Let's find the love within ourselves, but also the love of communities that we may not be a part of. Communities united in love can resist betrayal, dishonesty, and outright hatred from the systems put in place that are supposed to protect us. They have always drilled into us that America was the greatest country. They lied. America will be the greatest country when it stops attacking the very people who built it. America will be the greatest country when we all can say, hands off our bodies, hands off our education, hands off trans identities, hands off trans youth, hands off reckless deportation of innocent immigrants, hands off Social Security, hands off USAID, hands off free speech, hands off science, hands off our elections, hands off federal funding for the people who need it the most. Hands off democracy. Hands off. Thank you.
All right, all right, all right. So now I talked about the pain that's coming and how we need to rally together and be in support and community with one another. But even still that there's this pain and hardship, we're gonna be all right, Right? In the words of the great prophet of our times, Kendrick Lamar, we gonna be all right. 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 Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. All right, let's keep it moving. We're gonna be all right because there's people like Kylie Bemis, who is a poet and a scientist, a member of the Zuni tribe, and advocates for athletes in the trans community and in Native communities. Let's give it up for Kylie Bemis.
Hello, my friends. Hello, Boston. Hello, Massachusetts. Hello, America. Once upon a time, there was a dream rising from the land of my ancestors, from before this was America. A dream so sacred and so inevitable that even Spanish colonizers and British colonizers could not deny it. A dream that so inspired America's founders, they forged a new nation dedicated to its purpose. Once there was a dream consecrated in blood on the battlefield at Gettysburg and on Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma. Once a dream rang out from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, and still it echoes today. Now, we are a nation trapped in a long nightmare. A tyrant lives in the White House. He sends swarms of officers to steal our neighbors off our streets. He imprisons us across seas for pretend offenses. He denies us our birthrights, our genders, and our bodily autonomies. He destroys our lives and our livelihoods with policies to harass us and eat out the substance of our communities. That nightmare is not new to us. It is the soul of our nation. It has haunted us since colonization. It has haunted us since we first enslaved one another. It must haunt us lest we forget and grow lazy in our long march toward liberty. But the dream of America is that America is ours to shape, ours to emancipate. And the truth of the matter is that we cannot be here just to tell the agents of tyranny to take their hands off America. We must be here to rise, to reach out, and to put our own hands on our own country. We must dedicate ourselves to each other. Even as they try to divide us, we must dedicate ourselves to peace, even as they prepare to make war on us. We must dedicate ourselves to our dream of America, even as they label us radicals and rebels. We must find the bravery to say once again, give me liberty or give me death. Because we know our dream will rise. We here today must resolve whether it takes a month or a year or 100 years for the sake of all the children born in America today and tomorrow and every day after. We will keep that dream alive. America will be free for all of us, or America will be free for none of us. And America must be free. Let that dream rise from the revolutionary roads of Boston to the majestic mountains and valleys of Los Angeles and every city and town in between, from sea to shining sea, from the sacred land of my ancestors, from our voices rising together today, let us sing forever and always that America must be free, America must be free, America must be free. Let me hear you. America must be free. America must be free.
Yes. Yes. So, we are about to close by singing and dancing and listening to the Dropkick Murphys. But I want to give a shout out to those folks who have stood up here, who have chosen to be the embodiment of the America that we love. Thank you. And I want to take a moment to share with you, not in an alarmist perspective, but from a place of keeping ourselves informed. You heard folks talk about all the different executive orders that were filed by the president over these last couple of months. And particularly, it was overwhelming for me that he began that on January 20th, which was the day we celebrate Martin Luther King Day. There was just something so ironic about doing that. But one of the things that he did, one of those ones, I think we've heard many of them, but one of them was that on January 20th, he gave a 90-day deadline for a joint report from the Department of Homeland Security and the Department of Defense about the legality of him using the Insurgent Act in order to declare martial law in our country. And as some of you know, some of you I've known for a long time, you know that I am a student of history. Because sometimes you don't have to imagine or be innovative. You just need to actually look back and see what has already happened. My dad always used to say to me that you don't always have to learn the hard way. You can learn from those who've gone before you. And so he, in many ways, I think President Trump has learned from those who have gone before him and has used some of the same tactics that were being used in Nazi Germany 85 years ago. And declaring martial law was one of the ways that this happened. And so, in a deep irony, he wrote this executive order on January 20th, on the day we celebrate Martin Luther King Day, and it's 90 days from that on Easter Sunday. And so, we know that that ruling is coming. And so, I want to lift this up because I know there are many issues that we care about. Many issues. And if martial law is declared in this country, that will be a challenge to every single thing that we care about. And so I want to make sure that we are aware and we are raising our voices around this issue. And so I also want to let you know that we, not just here in Massachusetts, but we are part of a movement of people, not just in this country, but around the world, that are paying attention. There are more than 1,200 rallies happening right now around the world. Including in London and across Europe, in some parts of Asia, although it's nighttime there, so I think they're already done. But there are folks all around the world standing with us. And so I want to now welcome to the stage the folks that are helping us to bring a little bit of a soundtrack to this moment. I've been given this list, a couple of folks, State Senators Jamie Eldridge, Will Brownsberger, James Arena de Rosa, Manny Cruz, Kate Donahue, Rita Mendez, John Moran, and Steve Owens as the elected officials who have RSVP'd and who are here, some of them, we can't see them all. Oh, and then Maura Dolan and Tanisha Sullivan. And then I want to lift up that the names, the people that you will hear next, these guys have lent their music to labor and democracy since they formed their band in Quincy, Massachusetts. 29 years later, they haven't forgotten where they come from. And they're still here to play their music for the people in times of need. Boston, give a round warm of applause for the Dropkick Murphys.
Oh! How you doing, everybody? I gotta tell you, 100,000 people on City Hall Plaza to protest what's going on in this country. It warms our fucking heart, I'll tell you that. No better place to do it than right here in Boston. So I want to thank all the organizers that have worked so hard to pull this off on such short notice. Give them more round of applause, please. So people said, why are the Dropkick Murphys here today? We're here for the people. Why are you here? You're here for the people. Who are we here for? Who are we here for? Who are we here for? Hell yeah! Are you guys all ready to hear a little music? Here's a brand new song about the times we're in right now. Centuries in every country we face the wrath and felt the pain of the tyrant's sword of the henchman's boot for another rich man's gain. In the endless quest for wealth and power, they stomp us down with great disdain. Beneath the false god's banner and the name of all that's vain. Through crime and crusade, our labor it's been stolen. We've been robbed of our freedom. We've been held down and beholden. Bosses and the bankers who never gave their share of any blood, of any sweat, of any tears. Who stand with us? Don't tell us everything is fine. Who stand with us? Because this treatment is a crime. The working people fuel the engine. While you yank the chain, we fight the wars and build the buildings for someone else's gain. So tell me, who will stand with us? And as time rolls on, not a single thing has changed, and the wealth gap's only grown as we all point the blame. We're at the throats of one another, though we share a single fate. And the golden few laugh on and on as we all take the bait. Through crime and crusade, our labor it's been stolen. We've been robbed of our freedom. We've been held down and beholden to the bosses and the bankers who never gave their share of any blood, of any sweat, of any tears. You stand with us. Don't tell us everything is fine. You stand with us. Because this treatment is a crime. The working people fuel the engine. While you yank the chain, we fight the walls and build the buildings for someone else's gain. So tell me, who will stand with us? Crime and crusade, our labor, it's been stolen. We've been robbed of our freedom. We've been held down and beholden. Oh, stand with us. Don't tell us everything is fine. You'll stand with us. Because this treatment is a crime. The working people fuel the engine. While you yank the chain, we fight the wars and build the buildings for someone else's gain. So tell me, who will stand with us? Tell me, who will stand with us? Yeah, Boston!
All right. Well, listen, Dropkick Murphys, and I wish so many more bands would be doing it, but we'll dive head first into this fight because that's what we've been doing since we started in 1996. So we want to keep the guy that wants to be a king from accomplishing his goal. We want to keep the guy who wants to be a king from ruining our good name around the rest of the world, from creating his Trump Gaza to creating his fucking Trump mansions in Russia. I don't know what the fuck he wants in the end. But we don't want that shit here. I'm sorry for my language, by the way. I swear. Anyway, here's one that I don't know if we can do any better than the Good Trouble Brass Band, I'll tell you that, but we're going to do it anyway. Here's an old song from the Civil Rights Movement and the Labor Movement called Which Side Are You On? And we're going to need your voices on this one.
Come on, you good workers, good news to you I'll tell of how the good old union is coming here to dwell. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Come on! Which side are you on? My daddy was a miner and I'm a miner's son. And I'll stick with the union till every battle is won. Which side are you on? 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 They say in Harlan County there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a union man or a thug for Jimmy Red. Which side are you on? 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 Oh, workers, can you stand it? Oh, tell me how you can. Will you be a lousy scab or will you be a man? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Come on! Which side are you on? Don't scare for the bosses, don't you listen to
It's so amazing to read all these amazing signs that people made using their voices. God bless you. But I got taken off guard by this one sign that was out there, and it said, Ken Casey, I went to UMass Boston with you. God bless you guys. All right, so this last song, we want to say we've been playing this one for a long time. We played it on a lot of picket lines. We played it a lot of places at the meeting, and I think it means a lot here today. It's called the Workers' Song. It goes out to all those federal employees that are losing their jobs.
Yeah, this one's for the worker who toils night and day, by hand and by grade, to earn your pay, who for centuries long have for no more than your bread, have bled for your countries and counted your dead. In the factories and mills, in the shipyards and mines, we've often been told to keep up with the times, for our skills are not needed. They streamline the job, and with slide rule and stopwatch apply. They are wrong. We're the first ones to start, we're the first ones to die. We're the first ones in line for that pie in the sky, and we're always the last when the crane is shed out. For the worker is working when the fat cat's about, and when the sky darkens and the prospect is war, who's given a gun and then pushed to the fore and expected to die for the land of our birth? Though we've never owned one lousy handful of earth, we're the first ones to start, we're the first ones to die. We're the first ones in line for that pie in the sky, and we're always the last when the crane is shed out. For the worker is working when the fat cat's about. Everyone get those signs up there one more time. Come on. We're the first ones to starve, we're the first ones to die. We're the first ones in line for that pie in the sky, and we're always the last when that crane is shed out. For the worker is working when the fat cat's about. We're the first ones to starve, we're the first ones to die. We're the first ones in line for that pie in the sky, and we're always the last when the crane is shed out. For the worker is working when the fat cat's about. And all of these things the worker has done, from tilling the fields to carrying the gun, with an yoke to the plow since time first began, and always expected to carry the can. Let's go, Boston! Again!
Give it up again for the Dropkick Murphys! All right, y'all, so the rain is coming down. But we can't close out without taking a group photo. And I'm glad we're going to show that we are tougher than a little bit of rain. So, all right, here we go. All right, so we're going to let you go. We know the folks need to go home, but I want to challenge you to do 3 things. All right, you ready? The first thing is that this was sponsored by more than 100 organizations. Some of you are here because you're already in those organizations. But if you are not involved in a local group that is standing up and organizing in your community, I need you to sign up for one today. They're all around the state, they're all around the communities, they're all on different issues. You can sign up. First thing. Second of all, you came here, maybe you came with some people.
currently projected. And again, over the last 24 hours, the waters have risen over 5 feet, and we're expected them to rise an additional 10. The projections have gone slightly up for the peak of the crest. We are already in flood stage right now as a result of the